What's going on, people? So listen, let's talk about how to fix your personal credit so you can get some business funding, business lines of credit, business credit lines, and business credit cards. So where do you begin? So you got to first look at your personal credit, right? You got to get your credit report from Equifax and TransUnion, right? You want to get your full disclosure credit report from Equifax and TransUnion because you are entitled to get one free, you're entitled to a free annual credit report each year from Equifax and TransUnion. So that's the first thing. Now, once you get it, you go through it, you read it, you start identifying to see if there's any inaccuracy, if there's any accounts that you haven't opened, if there's any accounts that has passed its statute of, because there's some, so when it comes to accounts, most negative information on your credit report, it stays up to 7 years, right? So up to 7 years, it should automatically just start deleting itself, right? So go through your credit report, see what's inaccurate, what's wrong, what's wrong account. So that's where you begin, is you need to read your credit report. If you don't do that, you're not going to take the action. Once you find out, once you read your credit report, then you can start disputing it, right? Dispute any inaccuracy, any wrong account, any account that's been there longer than it's supposed to be, right? 7 years is usually the maximum, and then after that, it starts dropping off. But that's where you begin, right? Because everybody wants to. You want a quick fix, right? You want a quick solution on how to fix your credit, or you want some hack. There is no hack in terms of how to fix your credit. That's how you do it. You have to do it by the book. Is get your credit report, read it, see what's inaccurate, see what's wrong, see if there's any accounts that you did not open, and so on. So now, after you do that, that's when you start disputing it, right? So now, if you have collection accounts on your credit report, then you're going to have to contact that collection agency and come up with some, figure out some sort of an arrangement, right? So that way you can pay it off, right? Once you pay it off, ask them for the pay for deletion letter first, right? Tell them, hey, can you send me a pay for deletion letter? And then once I get that paid for deletion letter, pay for delete, that's what it's called, right? Because you want them to agree that they're going to send you a letter saying that once you make that payment, that they're going to remove that from your credit report. Now, what you want to do is this. When you're calling a collection agency, you want to record that call, right? Let them know, let the agent know that this call is being recorded, right? So you got to make sure you let them know that, hey, listen, I'm recording this call just for, for future reference, right? So that's very important because collection agencies are very, right? When it comes to doing business, sometimes they do business, right? They're very shady, right? Agents, right? Not all collection agents, but some agents they're going to try to, corner you. So make sure you're recording that conversation and you let the agent know, get their name, get their badge number, employee name, full name, and so on. So that's very important because if you end up making a payment and they don't delete it, then you have no more leverage. And by law, they don't have to remove it, right? So you have to be strategic in terms of how you speak with them. Now, listen, just before I continue, if your credit is already in position, or if your credit is clean, if your credit is decent, the Funding Academy, this is where I show you how to position your personal credit, how to structure your business, and how to get business funding in less than 30 days. So in less than 30 days, you can get 30,000, 40,000, 50,000 in unsecured business funding if your credit is, let's say, if your credit is clean, you have no collection, you have no late payments recently, right? You don't have any bankruptcy and so on. So I show you how to position it. I show you how to structure your business so you can immediately get business funding. So this is what the Funding Academy is about. So I'm going to leave the link below. It's going to be in the description section, and it's also going to be in the comment section because right now, right, today's April what? April 2nd. The price is going to go up soon. Because listen, if you have good credit, if you have decent credit, if you have, if your credit is, or if you're starting to, if you're new to credit, you need to leverage your credit by knowing how to position it properly, by structuring your business and getting massive business funding. Because the banks will give you funding for a brand new business, right? Based on how your personal credit is positioned, right? So that's why in the Funding Academy, this is what I teach you. This is what I coach you, right? And in the Funding Academy, it's a 1-year membership. This is where you can interact with me. I have a list of lenders. I have a list of grants. I have a list of, right? I give you the strategy on how to strategically, meticulously get funding with different banks, right? We're talking up to $100,000 in unsecured business funding. Now, you could get that with 3 banks or you can get that with 4 banks. You have to have a strategy because the key is you don't want to get too many inquiries. So I show you how to protect your inquiries. I show you how to minimize your inquiry, but maximize on the business funding. So I'm going to leave the link below to the Funding Academy. This is where I show you what you need to do to position your personal credit, to leverage it and structure your business, your brand new business that you just incorporate, and get massive business funding. Now, to those of you that have bad credit, it's going to take you a while for you to fix your or to rebuild your bad credit, right? Because you're going to have to contact the collection agency, you're going to have to contact the credit bureaus, you're going to have to contact, right, the consumer protection ministries to file a complaint against the credit bureau if they're not removing those inaccuracies. So if you're in that position, you can still you can join the Funding Academy, but just know that in your case, for you to get funding, it's going to take a while because you have to first fix your credit, or you first rebuild your credit and then position it, right? So that's what I said, that listen, if you want to fix your credit, you need to first look at it and see what it is, what you need to start disputing, right? What are some of the inaccuracy? There is no magic, there's no magic wand. There is no, there's no quick fix. You have to do it yourself, right? You can pay somebody to do it for you, but you're going to have to take the responsibility of looking at your personal credit and saying, okay, you know what? I missed 5 payments. I have to deal with that, right? So if you miss payments, nobody's going to remove the payment for you, right? You missed it, so you have to live with it, right? Because payments, usually late payments, it stays on your credit report up to 3 years on Equifax and TransUnion, up to 6 years, right? But after 3 years, it starts falling off, right? So you're going to have to live with that. There is no magic wand. There's no quick fix to try to remove late payments that you made, right? You can't just dispute late payments, right? Unless it was an error, right? If it was a late payment that was, you didn't miss the payment, but for somehow, some reason it just appeared on your credit report, you can dispute that. But if you miss that payment and the credit card company or the creditor or the lender that you're dealing with, if they report that to your credit bureau, guess what? You're going to have to wait for that 3 years period for that late payment to fall off. You're not going to, there's no quick fix, right? There's no quick, there's no hack to fixing that, right? So that's why I always say, listen, you got to take your personal credit seriously, right? If you want to access capital, you want to access funding, you want to access lines of credit on the business side, you need to position your personal credit. Your personal credit has to be clean, right? So that's why I said, if your credit is clean, right? If you're brand new to credit, or if your credit is established, or if you have a long history of credit, in the Funding Academy, I can show you how to get funding in less than 30 days, right? By showing you, oh, okay, listen, right? Your credit is already clean, right? You don't have any recent late payments. You don't have any collection. All you need to do is this. You just need to position it this way. You just need to do that. Structure your business this way, whether you're going to do numbers corporation or name corporation. And then I show you which banks to go with, right? Because remember, there's some banks, if you get funding with them, it shows up on the personal credit, right? You want to get business credit that doesn't report on the personal side. And you want to get the highest limit when you first apply, right? When you do the application. So that's why in the Funding Academy, I show you how to position your personal credit properly, how to structure your business, and which fund and which financial institution to go with so you can get that high limit funding from the beginning. So listen, the link is going to be below to the Funding Academy. April, the price is going up. So you want to get in to get this information, because we're talking about accessing capital up to $100,000 for a brand new business that you just incorporated by leveraging your personal credit, by leveraging your good credit, by leveraging your okay credit, by leveraging your decent credit, knowing how to position it properly and how to apply with the different types of bank. For those of you that have bad credit, listen, you're going to have to fix it on your own, right? You have to take the time to get your credit report, see what's missing, see what's inaccurate, You got to start making some phone calls. You got to start disputing with the credit bureaus, Equifax and TransUnion. If if the bureaus, they're not removing it, then you're going to have to call, file a complaint against the Consumer Protection Ministries and so on. So you have work to do. That's on you, right? So you gotta, you gotta do the work and take the responsibility of doing that. Now, in the Funding Academy, because I used to work in the collection department with the big banks, so I know how to, what you need to do, what you need to say to talk to these collection agencies. So that's why in the Funding Academy, I show you how to position your credit, but you can also ask me any questions about, how to fix credit, how to talk to collection agency. But we do not fix your credit for you. That's on you, right? And there is no quick fix. You have to do the work. You're going to have to call these companies. You're going to have to dispute it. You're going to have to call the Consumer Protection Agency. So it's a back and forth. So you're looking at it 6 months to a year to try to clean up your credit. And then once you clean it up, now you're going to have to get new credit to rebuild it and so on. So you're looking at, if you have bad credit, you're looking at, at least 6 months, 12 months to try to rebuild it, because there's a lot of back and forth that you have to do between the credit bureaus, the creditors, the consumer protection, right? Because when you dispute with Equifax, Equifax is going to contact the creditor that's reporting it, right? And then, so you're looking at, right, usually you got to give them 30 days and then they'll get back to you another 30 days. So, it's a process. So that's why it's not a quick fix. That's why in the Funding Academy, I'm showing you what you need to do to position your personal credit, so when you're applying for business funding, your credit is already positioned properly, your business is already structured, and you're getting funding for you, and you're leveraging your personal credit. So listen, I think I'm going to end it here. That's why I wanted to do this video, to say that, hey, listen, the Funding Academy, my mission is to show you how to leverage your personal credit, how to position it properly, how to structure your business and get business funding for a brand new corporation in less than 30 days, right? In less than 30 days, like you can incorporate today. If your personal credit is in position, you go to the right financial institution and you can get 30 to 50,000. So this is where I come in. I show you how to get these high limits, because they can give you $10,000, but you'll be stuck with that for a while, right? My goal is to show you, listen, you need to position it properly, structure your business, stay away from high-risk industries, right? So I have lists of high-risk and low-risk industry for you to avoid. So that way, when you're getting funding, you're getting at least 30, 40, and 50. You're starting out that way. And then, right, in the Funding Academy, you can ask me questions in terms of, okay, which bank should I go with next? And I tell you, and in this training videos, right? That's what you got to do, because once you get this capital, now you can put it to work, right? That's what I'm saying. You got to leverage your personal credit, right? Leverage it. If you already have decent credit, good credit, if you already have okay credit, or if your credit, if your credit is you just started building your credit, then you need to know how to position it properly. But if you're in the process of rebuilding it, or you're trying to fix your credit because you have collections, you have late payments, you have you have all these derogatory delinquency, you're going to have to try to fix that by disputing these inaccuracy, if there is inaccurate, right? But if it's a late payment, or if it's a collection that's showing, you're going to have to call the collection agency and come up with an arrangement, right? There's no quick fix on that. You're going to have to pick up the phone and call them and say, okay, let's make an arrangement. Right now, before you make the payment, you got to make sure you get that letter, right? The pay for delete letter. They call it release letter, but I say get that pay for delete letter, right? Basically, it's a letter that says once you make a payment, that the collection agency is going to remove that collection item from your credit report, right? You want to get them to confirm, or you want to get them to say yes. That's why I said, when you call them, make sure you record the conversation and you tell them that, hey, this conversation is being recorded for, right, just for, for my own purpose. So that way, if they agree to something, but they don't fulfill it, or they don't, they don't do what they promise, then you can take other course of actions against them. All right, so listen, I'm out of here. I'm going to see you all in the next video. I am out.